Are you sick of logging into Madden Ultimate Team and seeing 17 one-steps on the field? Well, today I'm going to show you how to beat the one-step blitz meta that's been plaguing Madden Ultimate Team and how you can destroy your opponent who only wants to use his AP on one step ahead. If this video gets, let's say, 100 likes and 5,000 views, we're going to do another video just for you to show you how to play better man coverage. But let's go ahead and get into this video. So here we are in practice mode. I have the New England Patriots playbook with the Tampa Bay Bucks so I can get hot route master from Tom Brady. And on defense, I am running that 46 defense. That way we can actually run that 3-3-5 wide blitz that everyone loves to run. Now what we're going to do is show you how to beat the one-step meta from off man and press man, which is what people like to run because it messes up the route timing. I'm going to show you how to set it up, how to beat it in both ways. Okay, so man coverage this year is actually quite better than it has been in previous years, but Madden has one consistent problem with man sucks with crossing routes at any time where the computer has to switch or pass off coverage. Basically what that means is if there's a corner on the outside, a corner on the inside, you have two routes crossing each other, they will pass them off to each other. We'll see a little bit of that in this video, but I'm going to show you how to beat off man first. So what you're going to see here is the defense is going to come out in that Mike blitz, right? We're going to go ahead and shift our line over to the right away from running back. We're gonna play off man here, and my corners are basically off. We're still gonna shade them underneath and shade them outside like what most people would do. But there's a way that you beat this. It's super simple. It's incredibly easy to beat it. You see Jalen Ramsey out here on top of Mike Evans has one-step ability. What I'm going to do is basically just take Godwin, move him away from Mike Evans. I'm going to put Mike Evans on a post corner like this. This post corner is going to beat off man every single time with one step, and it's because the one step meta or the one step ability is trying to cover the corner route which is coming, but you're going to hit him on the post, right? So it's a double move, and what you're going to see is right as I get ready to make that move in, Mike Evans is going to be wide open, and this happens every single time. So if we do it again, let's just do it again one more time to show you how consistent this actually is. So you'll see here, even on the one step, even if he lights up, we're going to beat him every single time. Now the only way to stop this really is to go ahead and put that purple route out there by the safety, but that's going to take your safety off from covering somebody, and at that point you just have to find who's not being covered. So there you go. You see that it's so consistent. It happens every single time. You want to make sure that you're throwing it basically as he gets ready to make that cut, and we're going to pass lead inside here. So as soon as he makes that cut, we just go ahead and we pass lead inside by pressing left on our left trigger, and it's just going to work every time here, every single time. Now that double move is one of the few double moves that actually works on off man against one step. Now let's talk about what you're actually going to see out of a lot of people. What's basically going to happen is that they're going to shift their line to the opposite side of the running back, and then they're going to just come down with this middle linebacker. They're going to press and underneath outside pretty much everyone, right? So now it's a little different. So even if we run the post corner by Mike Evans on that backside, I'm going to show you what it looks like. So let's just do that post corner one more time, and it's gonna look a little different here. Actually, let's run it with Brown. Let's post corner with Brown and show you what it looks like with off man, with press man. You see that Brown is basically, he's just on him. He has it bagged and it's covered. So let's show you instant replay. So the post corner in man doesn't work as well because you see that Jalen Ramsey just stays right on top of him. Just right on top of him. He has it covered pretty much. But there is something that you can do to beat this coverage, even when they press. Now, this is the key here. This is very important. This is going to take time, and it's going to be based off of the formation that you guys run. I'm just going to show you the concept. Okay. So again, let's go ahead. We're going to press. We're going to go opposite of that running back, go underneath outside. All right. Okay. So what we're going to do here is just so I have time, a little bit more time than normal. I am going to do that. And what we're trying to create here, and I know I don't have 4 one-steps on the field, but it works either way. What we're trying to create here is a switch. And when I mean switch, I mean these two corners. So basically Jalen Ramsey in that slot corner that's coming from the right side, they're going to switch off of who's covering who, which creates a non-jammable situation for 2 of your 4 receivers that you have on routes. Now, we know that man has a problem with what? Crossing routes and motions. Those are the 2 ways that you always beat man in Madden: crossing routes and motions. We're going to pair both of those concepts up in this particular play in order to beat one step. One step is not as effective if you do not get the jam. One step becomes 1,000 times more effective if you get the jam. So creating a situation in which you cannot jam and we're running crossing routes or switch routes is going to destroy one step. So what I'm going to actually do here is I am going to streak my X receiver here. Okay, I'm then going to take my wide receiver, and you can do whatever you want here. I'm going to run them on a Texas route. I'm going to streak my wide receiver, and I'm going to simply put my RB receiver on an out route. When I motion him, you're going to see that there's a switch between Jalen Ramsey and that receiver. And what's going to happen is now I get him caught in the inside and we create that switch. Now, let me show you what just happened. Even though I threw it to Antonio Brown, I want to show you who's wide open here. So you'll see that this switch is happening. Not only if you snap it at the right time, that corner will actually trip because he's trying to press and run down that line of scrimmage. He'll actually trip almost, I would say 80% of the time. But since there's a switch between this guy and this guy, one of your receivers are going to come wide open. It's either going to be your running back or one of the other two receivers, right? Normally, a lot of times it's going to be your streaking receiver. What's happening here is because I ran a Texas on this guy, Jalen Ramsey and these two guys actually need to communicate on who they have. And this guy's sticking on the running back. So we'll see he actually sticks running back. And so now the switch is happening between the guy that's actually tripped and Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey is going to stick on the out route because the out route's coming to him. And this guy who tripped is supposed to cover my streak. And even if he has one step, even if this guy has one step, there's no way that he's going to be able to cover this route right here. So I'm going to show you a second way that you can actually take advantage of the switch routes. Now you'll see that I'm actually running it on the slot receiver side. So that brown side, that's the side that I want to run it on because I want to create the switch. If your guy is not in the slot or close to the line of scrimmage, so even if you're in gun bunch or tight, you can do this. If he's not close to that line of scrimmage, you're not going to create the switch route the right way. So we know that this guy here that's covering Godwin is going to switch with Jalen Ramsey. Now, that means Jalen Ramsey is going to take his man and he's going to take Jalen Ramsey's man. So if I actually, instead of putting a streak on Brown, I can put Brown on an out route like this, and I can put Godwin on the streak, and the switch is going to be created. But by the time that he can get there, Brown is already on his cut and he's wide open. One step is not going to be able to cover that, and you will get that sideline 80 to 90% of the time. I wanted you guys to see how it looked with actual one step being the corner that's responsible for picking up the guy running the out. So what you're gonna see here, we move Jalen Ramsey to the slot. We're still gonna run that out route by Antonio Brown. That switch is still gonna happen regardless of if the one step in the slot or not. So what I'm gonna do is streak Godwin here, just so we can create that switch, right? I'm gonna create that switch with the one step and the outside guy with Brown. So our goal is to actually snap this without making Godwin a blocker and keep him as a receiver, so we can create that switch. So here we go, we're gonna try to snap that right there, and you'll see that Brown just comes wide open even with the one step coming for him. So you'll see that Jalen Ramsey is still at the right end, and this route that he's responsible for is right here. We still get that trip animation there, and if we really were lucky, we probably could have streaked him and he would have been wide open down here because we got the trip from Jalen Ramsey here. Now, the last and final way I'm going to show you how to be one step ahead is basic. It's how we always beat man coverage, and that's just running in routes. In routes work extremely well against man, even one step ahead where you actually still get jammed. So we're going to set this up just how we normally do. See, we have the blitz coming and we have everyone pressed. They're playing underneath and they're playing outside. Okay, what we're going to do is basically just run basic in routes, and what you're going to do is motion yourself away from the in routes, and you're just going to throw that nice and low, and you'll be able to catch that 95% of the time. And the reason why is because you're gonna more likely you're going to win off the line on most of these people, and you see that even if it was a one step here, we would be beat. But Jalen Ramsey does give him the inside, and since you're throwing from your left back to your right, you actually have leverage on this pass. So even though Jalen Ramsey has him covered and he's on top, you have all this room to throw it in here. And if you throw it low, look at Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey is actually on top of this route, so it looks covered. Like, this route looks bagged. But if you throw that route nice and low, Jalen Ramsey cannot come through his body in order to get that pass, and you'll win almost 90% of the time on these deep in routes. Now I like to run my in routes probably around like 10 yards or so, and you'll see that it happens every single time that we run one step. Even right there, you just want to throw that pass nice low and into the inside, whether it's off man, whether it's press man, whether it's shading over the top, saving underneath, whatever it may be from the defense is going to work. Now these have been all of my tips to help you beat one step ahead. There are a lot more things that you can do, but this is just the basic fundamentals that you can do to beat one step ahead. We'll definitely do more videos like this in the future. We have another video coming out to teach you how to play better man coverage. That will be next, so make sure you guys check back for that one. But as always, it's been your boy GG Chef. It's been love, it's always love, and we out here. Peace.